But we put on a good fight and emerged as the top Polytechnic for Dragon Boat during the race. In addition, we also secured second place for both the Opens category and the Tertiary category for men's in 2008, and that was actually our highlight for the whole 2008. Despite having a small incident where a bump boat actually collided with our Dragon Boat and injuring some of our rowers, we pushed on and we secured second place.
Welcome to Singapore Polytechnic Tennis Courts, and this is my second home in SP. I've been very passionate about tennis since primary school, and when I came to SP, in year 1 I represented SP to play in the Poly ITE tennis tournament, and we won gold in that year. Subsequently, in my third year, I was selected as the captain of the tennis school team, and I led my team to win a silver medal. And I'm very thankful that SP has given me this chance to lead my team and to represent the school to bring a medal back.
Find your passion and be aggressive in pursuing your dreams. Remember, no dream is too big to be accomplished.
Over the past 3 years in SP, I've made many friends and they've helped me along the way, and I'll never ever forget them. So one word of advice is to cherish the friendship you've made and stay connected with them.
Although we are graduated from SP, it will always remain a place in our hearts. I hope that we can also contribute back to SP in whatever ways we can as alumnus.
Education is not just about getting good grades, it's also about molding one's character. And I believe SP has given us a holistic education that enables each and every one of us to be well-rounded individuals to take on the real world.
Go where there is no path, where no one has ever ventured to, and leave a trail behind. That is when you become a legend.
Each year, Singapore Polytechnic is proud to honour our top graduates, outstanding individuals who have achieved academic success. This year, we pay tribute to the following 7 graduates who have made their mark with us. Dubbed as the engineering poster boy, Yi Zhengkang has definitely earned this honour. Since the tender age of 11, when he participated in the National Junior Robotics Competition, he was destined for a future in engineering. Today, the former Chung Cheng High School student is an example for all to follow. Winning the Model Student Award in 2010, he is also the top student in the Diploma in Aerospace Electronics course and recipient of the Lee Kuan Yew Award. Zhengkang says his success of obtaining a perfect GPA score of 4.0 is due to an undying passion for engineering and cohesive teamwork with classmates. The highlight of his studies was a 7-week attachment with an aviation company in China, which proved to be a real eye-opener. Zhengkang has also nurtured a love of community work and contributed to such efforts in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Zhengkang has already been offered a place to study engineering in NTU and NUS. Justin Ross Clark is proof that a mother's love is an empowering and life-changing force. Since young, he had the privilege of being educated in schools in New Zealand and the United Kingdom. But Justin did not push himself to excel until a turning point. Appreciating the challenges his mother faced as a single parent and her sacrifices, Justin made up his mind to work hard. He not only topped the Diploma in Infocom Security Management course with a perfect GPA score of 4.0, Justin also clinched the Lee Kuan Yew Award this year. Having a desire to try new things and his limited knowledge of local food, Justin and his friends set up the Food Connoisseur Club in Singapore Polytechnic, now a popular club with more than 200 members. Today, Justin has accepted the offer to read Arts and Social Science at the NUS and hopes to join the Armed Forces or Police Force one day to give back to society. Armed with an O-level aggregate score of 5 points, Desmond Tiam Wei knew his options were limitless. But the former Commonwealth Secondary School student wanted only one thing: to pursue his dream of studying biomedical science in Singapore Polytechnic. In his 3 years at SP, Desmond developed a heart for community service. His commitment and dedication towards the Singapore Heart Foundation's health mapping exercise saw him appointed as the organizing chairman and executive committee mentor, nurturing successes for the program. Even after receiving the Model Student Award in 2009, Desmond continued to balance his studies with his passion to give back to society. Today, with a near-perfect GPA score of 3.987, he receives the Lee Kuan Yew Award. But Desmond's learning journey was not without challenges. He had to cope with the loss of his beloved grandmother. Despite his impending exams, he kept her company during her last days. Desmond has been offered a place in the Yong Lu Lin School of Medicine, NUS. Ong Clinton has come a long way from his days of manning the ice cream shop in Anglican High School. Today, the recipient of the To Chin Chai Gold Medal is setting his sights on a career in law and the food and beverage industry. So how did it all begin? Encouraged by both his siblings who were SP students, Clinton opted to study business administration at SP to further his dream of setting up shop one day. Grounding himself with a strong cause foundation, Clinton headed the School of Business Club, led a student group to Cambodia for community service, and secured an overseas internship attachment in the United Arab Emirates in the Middle East. All of these experiences at SP have made Clinton a mature, confident, and broad-minded individual. With a GPA score of 3.964, Clinton has been offered a place in NTU's double degree, Accountancy and Business course. Former Victoria School student Suresh Kumar Sarat first ventured into the world of online commerce at the tender age of 12. Earning US $200 at such a young age ignited his interest in online marketing. He chose to study Business Information Technology at Singapore Polytechnic to master the art of managing academic and life pursuits. As a pioneer student in SP who traveled to the United Arab Emirates for his internship, Suresh was outstanding in his role as an IT webmaster. Building on this stint, Suresh co-founded Creed Media Private Limited, a flash game advertising company, and won a $50,000 grant from Spring Singapore. Today, Creed Media counts big names such as Microsoft, FNN, Singtel, Kaplan, Andersons, and others as its clients. With a GPA score of 3.993, the winner of the Lo Guan On Gold Medal is now looking to join a local university, and we can definitely expect greater things to come from this young man. Hailing from a small town in Malaysia, it was Priscilla Tan's secondary school teacher from SMK Infant Jesus Convent, Johor Bahru, who planted the thought of her becoming an architect one day. With encouragement from her aunt, uncle, and brother, who all graduated from Singapore Polytechnic, Priscilla came to Singapore to take up the diploma in architecture. In SP, Priscilla took on leadership roles in the string ensemble and Campus Crusade for Christ. She coped well with school, despite being away from family and friends back home. She valued the independence that the course offered, giving her the chance to train as a professional. Her fondest memory was attending the 10-day Architecture Association UK-Singapore workshop, where she met fellow architecture enthusiasts from all over the world. With a GPA score of 3.946, Priscilla is the recipient of the Chua Chor Tik Gold Medal. She looks forward to pursuing a degree in architecture, with a specific interest in rebuilding houses in disaster zones. A man who literally drew his successful future is an apt description of this year's Tay Eng Soon Gold Medal winner. Armed with the ambition of being an architect or interior designer, Nick Ng Kuo Feng studied building drafting at the ITE before taking the diploma in landscape architecture course in SP. Nick chose to sign on with the police force for a year before Polytechnic to save more money and alleviate the family burden. Despite being a late starter, Nick's talent was soon spotted by his current employer when he was in his second year. Nick's talent for landscape architecture also earned him the post of chairman for his graduation showcase. He graduates with a GPA score of 3.831. Through his journey to success, Nick has remained grateful for the opportunities given to him. He and his coursemates did a landscape design project and donated the income earned to an old folks' home. Nick is now saving up to pursue a degree in landscape architecture in New Zealand or Australia. These top graduates have done Singapore Polytechnic proud, and their journeys will remind others to achieve academic greatness. We wish them the very best in their future endeavors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin shortly. Please switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode if you haven't done so. We have arranged for official photographers to photograph all graduates receiving their diplomas. There's no need to come to the front to take photographs during the ceremony. I will be inviting you to stand when the academic procession enters and leaves the convention hall. Lastly, dear graduates, please ensure that you have your admission ticket and identity card with you before joining the queue to receive the scroll box on stage. You will be issued with a card log-on ID and password as you leave the stage. Please keep the card with you as you will need it to place your order for photos. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our guest speaker, Professor Cheong Hin Fat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the 50th graduation ceremony of the Singapore Polytechnic. This year's graduation is a very special one for Singapore Polytechnic as we celebrate the 150,000 graduates SP has produced over the past 50 years. At this third session, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to graduates from the School of Chemical and Life Sciences and the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. To celebrate this special occasion, we would like you to join us and take a nostalgic walk as we reminisce our graduates who have passed through the doors of SP. We will be screening a video on our graduates with footage from session 1, where our first SP student presented a memento to our 150,000th graduate. Please sit back and enjoy the video.
invite our first SP student, Mr. Lim Chin Ek, to present a commemorative memento to our 150,000th graduate, Mr. Kenneth Chen. Thank you very much, Mr. Lim.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker this evening is Professor Cheong Hin Phat from the Department of Civil Engineering at the National University of Singapore. Professor Cheong obtained the Professional Diploma in Mechanical Engineering and was the recipient of the first Singapore Polytechnic Gold Medal in 1967. He obtained the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering from the University of Singapore a year later and went to the USA on a Fulbright Hays Scholarship to pursue a Master of Science in Water Resources at the University of Cincinnati and a PhD in Hydraulic Engineering at the Colorado State University. He joined the Department of Civil Engineering of the University of Singapore in June 1973. Professor Cheong has undertaken studies for the Housing and Development Board, the Port of Singapore Authority, the Jurong Town Corporation, and other organizations related to coastal engineering. He has served in various capacities in the Professional Engineers Board, the Institution of Engineers Singapore, and the Building and Construction Authority. It is now my pleasure to invite Professor Cheong Hin Phat to deliver the graduation address. Professor Cheong, please.
Members of the Board of Governors, Mr. Tan Han Cheong, Principal, Singapore Polytechnic, parents and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. It gives me great pleasure to join all of you in celebration of the 50th graduation ceremony of the Singapore Polytechnic. I am immensely honored to be here to share the joys of your accomplishments with graduates, parents, faculty, and staff. An estimated 450 graduates from the School of Chemical and Life Sciences and the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering will be receiving their diploma scrolls this evening. And my heartiest congratulations to go to all of them for their accomplishments. Globalization has brought about many challenges as well as opportunities. The world seems to be a lot smaller today, thanks to technology, which has brought about many innovations which were unheard of many years ago, going back to the 1960s, when I was a student in the Singapore Polytechnic's 4-year professional diploma course. This evening, I would like to share with you some of my experience as one who has gone through an education stint in the Singapore Polytechnic. I was one of the few at that time who had opted for an engineering education in the Singapore Polytechnic after O-levels. The reasons then were very different. The early 1960s, before independence, was a time of chronic high unemployment and very little economic growth prospects for an economy based heavily on entrepot trade. There was a high dependency on the presence of British military bases. The general education level then was low, and the per capita GDP at current market price was about US $500, according to the Singapore government statistics. Singapore was set on the path of industrialization with the setting up of the EDB in 1961, and the development of the Jurong Industrial Estate also around 1961. The manufacturing sector led the charge. Although times were difficult and parents had to work very hard to put their children in school, the educational policy then was geared towards the development of human resources to drive socio-economic growth. It was felt then that an engineering career would hold promise for a better future, especially after the government announced the industrialization program. There was no degree program in engineering in Singapore in the early 1960s, with only the Singapore Polytechnic offering professional and technician diploma courses as well as industrial trade certificates. Scholarships were few and highly competitive. Many of us were supported by bursaries through the generosity of donor organizations. With humble backgrounds, our dreams had to be severely moderated by the harsh reality of the times. Student days were very lean times with little money for books, and there were nothing like photocopying, computing, and internet facilities of today. It was also a time when Singapore went through difficult periods of confrontation. When we were a part of Malaysia from 1963 to 1965, and then separation in 1965 to become a sovereign, democratic, and independent city-state. These events were followed later in 1968 with the withdrawal of British bases at a time when there was still high unemployment. As students, we were naturally concerned with the unfolding events around us. We were, however, blessed with the good fortune of having no disruption to our studies, which we indulged diligently and with great earnest, knowing then that the government strategy of an export-oriented industrialization program would have to work for us to survive and have a better future. Not being sure of how far the professional diploma would carry us in an engineering career, the overwhelming majority of us took the Parts 1 and 2 examinations, and in some cases, Part 3, of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers in the UK, when we were in the second and third years of our course. This represented a pathway to registration as chartered engineers, which is recognized throughout the Commonwealth. I think my class achieved a 100% passing rate. This gave us immense confidence in facing the challenges in an engineering career. In 1967, another blessing came when eligible professional diploma holders were offered the opportunity to read for another year for the degree from the University of Singapore. Most of us took up the offer. A few of us then went to win scholarships to pursue higher degrees overseas. Others joined government agencies and the many MNCs, particularly in manufacturing, which started to stream into the Singapore industrial estate. Yet others saw their entrepreneurial spirit spawning their own business ventures. I was one of the very few who went overseas for graduate studies in pursuit of my dream of an academic career. Graduation marks a new phase in your life. It is a time, again, for deep reflection on what to do next. At every phase, you must remain mindful of the events around you and stay updated with current affairs, sifting out the trivial and keeping the ones which can have profound implications in your decision-making. You need to keep your ears close to the ground. You need to know which are the relevant and critical issues. The economy of the future will bring along with it, amongst other things, greater diversification in education landscape to support new value-added industries. You must accept that learning will be a lifelong affair. You need to be responsive to change and decide how you are going to deal with the challenges of life. You also need to enhance your technological and social skills. In short, you suddenly realize that you need to consider so many things. I think that you can start by knowing yourself as intimately as you can. Pursue your dreams, and in so doing, you need to know your aspirations and recognize your abilities and strengths and hone them as best as you can as you move along. Along with these thoughts, you also must realize that you have successfully completed a rigorous and demanding course of study in the Singapore Polytechnic, which has provided you with a broad-based engineering training. I am heartened to know that the Singapore Polytechnic has adopted a CDIO framework in its teaching, and that the Institution of Chemical Engineers UK had in March earlier this year presented the School of Chemical and Life Sciences an award for excellence and innovation in revamping the diploma in chemical engineering using the CDIO framework under the education and training category. The government has originally targeted 25% of the primary 1 cohort for subsidized university education in Singapore to be met by 2010. This, however, was moved forward to 2008. The plan was to extend this target to 30% by 2015. The education landscape has since evolved tremendously, bringing diversification along with the expansion at the university level, and this is likely to continue to do so to meet the manpower needs of the future economy. The per capita GDP of US $35,000 today has seen manifold increase over that in the early 1960s. A graduate survey was conducted by the Polytechnics recently, and I understand that about 2/3 of each cohort of Singapore Polytechnic graduates are currently pursuing or are planning to pursue a degree. A small but growing number of those who have completed their degrees are also progressing towards postgraduate degrees. Often enough, we learn that many of the Singapore Polytechnic graduates have done very well in universities abroad. Some have graduated with top honors. Some have been admitted to very prestigious universities such as the Imperial College and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. A Singapore Polytechnic graduate has even broken new ground by earning a place in a fiercely competitive discipline such as dentistry in the NUS, and another in the mechatronics course has won a place in the University of Adelaide to pursue medicine. This speaks volumes on the caliber of these graduates who have made it to top universities and the conducive learning environment which was provided by the institution. Many of you will move into industry and take up many specialist careers. There will also be others who will strike out on their own. These graduates have the entrepreneurial spirit. It is known that ideas and knowledge bring forth within opportunities of wealth creation. To take on these opportunities require the courage to take risks. The economy seems to be turning around for Singapore, although the economic outlook in many of the developed countries is rather gloomy. Hopefully, as we emerge from the current gloom and uncertainty, our industries would be poised to grow. For example, earlier this year, Rolls-Royce chose Singapore to be the only place outside the United Kingdom where Rolls-Royce proprietary titanium fan blades are manufactured. Also, the demand for chemicals, from basic petrochemicals to specialty and advanced materials, have been growing rapidly. Many new developments are due for completion in the near future, including facilities by ExxonMobil, Shell, and Mitsui Chemicals. This speaks well of the discipline and skill levels of the engineering manpower in Singapore. The career that you choose to embark upon now is going to be a momentous one. Although Singapore has moved from a third world status to one which many have said to be a first world economy, the decision you face now is very much harder than your predecessors. No one owes us a living. In whatever career you choose to embark upon your graduation, you should follow your dream and remain committed to the aspirations that you have set to achieve and fulfill. The problems out there in the working world are awesome and open-ended. Initiative and the ability to face such problems successfully differentiates one from the other. Maintain your credibility as one who is trustworthy. Hopefully, The workplace is one where the environment allows you to grow to your fullest potential. My best wishes go to all of you in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Cheong. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the presentation of diplomas to the graduates. This evening, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to 204 graduates from the School of Chemical and Life Sciences and 244 graduates from the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. May I now call upon the Director of the School of Chemical and Life Sciences, Dr. Thomas Chai, to present the diplomas. Dr. Chai, please.
Chang Xiu Juan, Donald Lo Wei Chai, Lai Mei Ti, Nazia binti Muhammad Latif, P. Mukesh Kumar, Hua Li Xiang Denise, Sir Chiu Xian, T. Kai Sheng, Wong Sing Long, Ang Kang Lee, Ang Yong Shun, Bhuvaneswaran Shanmugam, Chai Hui Ting Cassandra, Chan Chui Yu, Chan Wei Lu, Chow Wei Chin Samuel, Chen Yulin, Cheng Hengyi Elijah, Cheong Jen Chong, Chua Shu Fen, Clarence Chiu Jing Jie, Daddy Triwayudi, Yu Chunjie, Fang Yipin Aaron, Feng Shun Hong, Go Hong Lam Dallas, Go Sin Ni, Hannah Huang Aaron Alexander, Jahangir Abu Sali, Kiran Kunashakaran, Keng Wei Ming, Ko Peng Liang Clarence, Leong Chun Yen Dominic, Liao Qilin, Leung Sung Ming, Li Qin, Lim Jiesheng, Lim Junliang, Lim Pei Ti Peggy, Lim Sheng Yen Joanne, Lim Wei Hong Clifford, Lim Yen Lin, Ling Hui Fen Cheryl, Lo Chong Yi, Muhammad Taufik bin Haron, Muhammad Fahan bin Juraimi, Muhammad Fahan bin Muhammad Dawood, Muhammad Faisal bin Rahim, Myo Thi Ha U, Nirmal Vinith Menon, Nur Aiman bin Zainal Abidin, Nur Farhana binti Muhammad Nasir, Octavia, Ong Wee Chuan, Peng Wee Chun, Reyes Dana Fermo, Sia King Guan Kenneth, Sim Guoren Gilbert, Sung Pei Shan, Tan Jian Wei, Tan Jing Chong Nicholas, Tan Wee Tat, Tan Wei Ling, Tan Wei Sheng, Tan Yi Liang Terence, Teo Quang Bing, Chu Chong Eun Joseph, Wang Jinjin, Wang Shuo, Wang Zhangyu, Virianto Kawi, Wang Chunxuan, Xiao Yixin, Yo Wee Seong, Yong Jen Ken, Zhang Yao Xian Elwin, Zhong Li Hao, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Optometry: Chung Junwen, Lim Bingsheng, So Xiaoling, Tan Hui Ti, Tan Xingye, Teo Tongling, Yap Shi-en, Che Hui-yun Joanna, Cheng Wei-si Sharina, Chong Jia-sheng, Chua Jin-yang, Chua Yu-xiang Kelvin, Cindy Yong Xue Lin, Eng Hui Ping Inex, Eng Yu Ting, Esther Chang Ying Ya, Evangelist Lam Zhixuan, Farah binti Muhammad Rezal, Gan Dao Yu Samuel, Go Chun Hui Janice, Go Shimin Jermaine, Guan Shan Shan, Ho Choi Ping, Hoi Irene, Jalinda Hon Kai Shan, Joan Tu Jie Ying, Kairunisa binti Ismail, Q Fang Mei, Ko Jie Chen Arthur, Ko Yu Wei, Lao Yijun, Leong Hui Ying, Liao Chun Hong, Lim Hui Shan, Lim Shui Shirley, Lim Yi Liang, Lim Zhi Wei, Ling Yu Han, Law Kelly, Lo Tin Lee, Lo Yiling, Muhammad Rizwan bin Roslan, and Rina, Eng Wei Xian Adele, Eng Yi Jie Jordan, Noriani binti Ahmad, Nur Ashikin binti Abdul Latif, Nurayuni binti Salamat, Ong Jiaming Joseph, Pan Jinglan, Po Zi Wei, Prem Muniandi, Priya Kumari Mayapan Kanan, Hua Kai Jun, Sherlin Sampui Yi, Xia Pei Yu, Sim Kai Ting, Ta Yu Zhe Matthew, Tan Chen Xiu Allison, Tan Kian Tiong Jeffrey, Tan Mei Ching Merlin, Tan Xin Yi, Tan Xue Li Shirley, T Li Ching, Tham Yong Eun John, Ting Wei Min, To Ming Swan, Windy, Shi Hui Wen, Yang Li Jun, Yo Jun Yi, Yo Yang Hui, Yulianti,
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the list of graduates from the School of Chemical and Life Sciences. Thank you, Dr. Chai. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present diplomas to the graduates from the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. May I call upon Dr. Ng Eng Hong, Director of the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering, to present the diplomas. Dr. Ng, please. The graduates for the Diploma in Bioengineering.
Ng Zong Yi, Abdul Razak bin Abdul Wahab, Amadul Fatah bin Muhammad Noor, Chen Tin Fang, Jia Che Yang, Edmund Chin Kawi, Go Chun Han Gilchrist, Hun Kang Sheng, Ji Xu, Kenneth Tan Lee Wen, Ko Mei Shan, Kwan Chun Liang, Lai Wei Song, Lee Bun Tat, Leong Jin Ho, Michael Lien, Muhammad Alifuddin B. Muhammad Saleh, Muhammad Fahmi B. Muhammad Raihan, Muhammad Ghaffari bin Nazaruddin, Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Adnan, Muhammad Helmi B. Abdul Halil, Muhammad Khairi bin Ismail, Muhammad Radzif bin Muhammad Nazri, Muhammad Shafiq Iskandar B.B., Eng Li Ying, Norhuda binti Laksa, Ong Wei Chuan, Preben Kanaga Selvam, Tan Kai Shi Keith, Tan Cheng Xiang, Wan Wei Ki Desmond, Wei Xiangjun, Wo Yuke, Wong Wei Sam, Wu Yan Cheng, Yap Shui Yung, Ye Min Pyo, Yo Hui Shan, Ladies and gentlemen, The graduates for the diploma in mechatronics. Ong Thu Mo. Go Yi Feng. Hugh Yun Lung. Iwan Mercurius Lamanza. Po Ho Guan Darren. Ahmad Hakim bin Ali. Ang Sengkar Terence. Ong Myat Thu. Chan Choi Chi. Chan Wei. Chen Chongzhi. Chon Xiang Teng. Chong Jia Hui Cliff. Chu Ming Yao. Doreen Yeo Yan Ling. Erwin Wang Jun Yong. Esther Tan Shi Xuan. Han Chuan Sherman. Harry alias Zo Yi Nine. Harun Ilhami. Hassan Santoso. Hendy Presidio Wianto. Heng Yi Qi Justin. Ho Yit Rong Nicholas. Jeremy Tan Bing Yao. Jiang Xiajie. Jomain Tan Zihao. Jordan Tan Tan Kun Feng. Kong Miet Lu. Candy. Ko Zhongzhi Victor. Zhuo Piu. Liao Juntin. Lim Kai Kiang. Lim Tze Rui Benjamin, Lin Hui Hai, Lo Kok King, Lo Yu Jie, Luke Wesley Ng Ming, Ma Ai Thiri Mon, Muhammad Lutfi bin M. Tahir, Muhammad Fahmi bin Abu Bakar, Muhammad Fahan bin Ahmad Khan, Muhammad Hafiz bin Ahmad, Muhammad Helmi bin Bakhtiar, Muhammad Musaman bin Mustafa, Muhammad Shafiq bin Afandi, Murale Chandra Kumar, Mia Thida Win, Najima binti Rahim, Ng Chia Yong Derek, Ng Jing Rui, Nur Khairul Rizwan bin Amran, Pradip Kumar Krishnan Murthy, Salina binti Abu Bakar, Xia Yong Xiang Benjamin, Shamini Sega, Sim Fawaz bin Sim Hashim, So Moten, Solihin Zikri bin Muhammad Tahir, Santia Sin, Sanjin, Tan Guan Yu Andy, Tan Jigen, Tan Yin Xue Silverin, Tan Chen Hong Terry, Tang Tat Chong, Teng Ziyan Daniel, Chiu Wen Sing, Teo Soon Seng, Tseng Ching Yip, Vigneswaran Kanagarajan, Wan Saizani bin Wan Idrus, Wang Chao, Wang Zhenzhen, Wu Qiyu, Xu Lili, Yap Chiu Sing, Yap Sibei Sheila, Ye Nangzor, Za Ni U, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the post-diploma courses. Chan Kok Lua, Dakaram Thiagarajan, Joseph Henry Michael Gilbert, Kandasamy Gopinath, Koo Gek Kun, Jo Min Ken, Lee Ching Hao, Lee Zi Hun, Lydia Novita Jen, Luk Tek Ming, Ma Lian Zami, Nagapan Tanya Malai, Nataraja Pillai Velayutham, Yen Chan, Piu Piu Dui, Ramasamy Stalin, Ravi Thiagarajan Robin Semuval Rajkumar, Si Thu, Tan Wee Heng, To To Kin, Yi Yen Yi, Za Chi Min Tu. Junaita binti Jumaat.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the list of graduates from the School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. Thank you, Dr. Ng. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the prizes. May I invite Colonel Chan Weng Yip, member of the Singapore Polytechnic Board of Governors, to present the following prizes. Colonel Chan, please. From the Diploma in Chemical Engineering course, the Petrochemical Corporation of Singapore Merit Award, Sharat Kumar. The Institution of Chemical Engineers Award, Yo Kai Siang. From the Diploma in Optometry course, the Oculus Boston GP Award, Lee Hui Jun Pei Lin. The SIBA Vision Award, the Essilor Singapore Award, and the Johnson & Johnson Singapore Award, Yao Chun Ping. From the Diploma in Bioengineering course, the Focus Science Technology Merit Award, Ham Kao Siang. From the Diploma in Mechatronics course, the Focus Science Technology Merit Award, Richmond Lee Yuan Fu. The ST Kinetics Robotics Prize, Lim Chi Kun. The Jaya Holdings Merit Award, Tan Keng Leng. The Melchers Merit Award, Vincent Chan Siang Huat. The Jaya Holdings Merit Award, Yu Chia Long. That concludes the presentation of prizes. Thank you, Colonel Chan. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present medals to our top graduates for excelling in their courses of study. May I invite Professor Chong Hin Fat from the Department of Civil Engineering of the National University of Singapore to present the medals. Professor Cheong, please. From the Diploma in Chemical Engineering course, the Grand Force Silver Medal is awarded to Ryan Pang Hing Phai. The Shell Singapore Gold Medal is awarded to Mak Chia Feng. From the Diploma in Optometry course, the Cooper Vision Silver Medal is awarded to Ao Ling Lee. The Health Sciences Authority Gold Medal and the Advanced Medical Optics Award are awarded to Amanda Ng Chen Kai. From the Diploma in Bioengineering course, the Institute of Materials Bioengineering Silver Medal is awarded to Alex Cho Chow Tat. The Biomedical Engineering Society Singapore Gold Medal is awarded to Kek Yun Yuan. From the Diploma in Mechatronics course, the DSO National Laboratories Mechatronics Silver Medal is awarded to Amir Ashik bin Kamal. The School of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering Mechatronics Gold Medal and the Institution of Engineers Singapore Prize are awarded to Jerome Derek Jayasundram. That concludes the presentation of top medals. Thank you, Professor Cheong. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the valedictory speech this evening is Mr. Sharad Kumar, a graduate of the Diploma course in Chemical Engineering. May I now call upon Sharad to deliver the farewell address on behalf of the new graduates. Sharad, please.
A very good evening to our guest speaker, Professor Chong Hian Fat, Member of the Board of Governors, Colonel Chang Weng Yip, Principal Mr. Tan Ang Cheong, ladies and gentlemen. Those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy. Today, we shall celebrate our greatest achievement after 3 challenging years. These 3 years have not been spent in vain, as the learning that has taken place here is invaluable. It has been rigorous and has allowed us to learn independently. For that, we are always grateful. It's strange how everything we complain about regarding school becomes a fond memory when it's time to leave. Remember industrial attachment? It was tiring and hate-worthy for many then, but now, the learning that took place is clear. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning just to travel to Jurong Island was a very exhausting experience. By the time we reached home, we would have been half dead. However tough it was, the experience was well worth it. The place we were attached to, Chemical Process Technology Center, truly showed us what it means to be a chemical engineer. Now, when I say grueling and final year project, otherwise known as FYP, they pretty much mean the same thing. But only in FYP do we get a chance to apply what we learn and put it to practical use. Only after it's over do we realize how important these application skills are to the working world. Sometimes, working in teams might not be so simple, but in FYP, we learned that by resourcefully tapping into everyone's field of expertise, we are able to achieve much more. Many a times during this project, we try to solve a problem. We almost reach the solution. Then we end up back in square one. My group ended up back in square one so many times. Our final year project just became our final year problem. During these times of need, our supervisors and lecturers became our best support. For that, from the depths of our hearts, thank you. I would also like to share what my lecturer, Mr. Ting, kept telling us throughout our FYP. Don't worry about the end result. It's the process which is important. Similarly, I think we all can agree these 3 years have been a great learning process. Now, it would be unfair for me to end my speech here without giving due credit to the best gift that SP has given us. Yes, friends. The friendships that we have formed here should be remembered and continued. It's only during hard times that true friends reveal themselves. Year 3 was tough for everyone. And this is when a small group of us came together. We called ourselves the 7 Pillars. I know it sounds ridiculous, and I'm not just mentioning them because they forced me to either, but we truly have been a support. Not for each other, but for the entire team. Each one of us being tall and strong at different points when everyone else wanted to give up. I'm sure you all have your pillars throughout these years. Now is the time to say thanks to them. Last but not least, we should all be thankful to our parents for the constant support that they have been giving us. Without them, we would not be here today. Let's all give a round of applause for our parents. Sitting here in this hall, each one of you might be thinking of the future or reminiscing about the past. At this point, I would like to quote Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us, or what lies before us, are small matters compared to what lies within us. Always remember to look within yourself to find your dream. Congratulations, graduates of 2010. Go realize your dream.
Thank you, Sharad. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony is now adjourned. May I invite all of you to stand. The procession groups will now leave the convention hall. for your patience. Please join us for a reception at the plaza outside the convention center. May I invite parents and guests to leave the convention center first. Have a good evening.